correct set of rare circumstances become the site of a destructive tsunami. This is how 563 tsunami, for example, an up to 15.9 meter or 52-foot high tsunami in the year 563 occurred in Lake Geneva, being triggered by a 12 million cubic meter landslide of a local mountain. Yet, Lake Geneva is not the only Swiss lake to have generated a tsunami, with not one, not two, but 4 tsunamis having occurred in Lake Lucerne in recent geologic history due to a repetitive series of landslides. This is the story of these landslides, how they occurred, and why there is a danger that one day another tsunami might happen again. On September 18, 1601, the ground-strong earthquake unexpectedly began to rapidly shake. A strong magnitude 6.2 earthquake had been generated, one of the strongest quakes to ever hit the country, and during the 15 seconds of shaking, chimneys collapsed and many buildings were reduced to rubble. Due to the proximity of the earthquake's epicenter to Lake Lucerne, it experienced MMI 7 shaking equal to approximately 24% the acceleration due to gravity. This far surpasses the minimum of 2% the force of gravity generally required for an earthquake to have the potential to generate a landslide. As a result, 1601 tsunami, the significant ground motion combined with the effects of liquefaction on several sections of sediments lining the bottom of Lake Lucerne, creating multiple simultaneous underwater landslides. These landslides altogether had a volume of 10 million cubic meters of material, or enough to fill 4,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. As this material collapsed downslope, going deeper into Lake Lucerne, it displaced the water within it, generating a fairly large tsunami. For modeling purposes, this video will only focus on the largest of these slides, which contained a volume of 6 million cubic meters, which occurred at about 100 feet depth south of the town of Weggis. This tsunami had an initial maximum wave height of 6 meters or 19.7 feet, and at a speed of 62 miles per hour or 99.8 kilometers per hour raced across Lake Lucerne, causing damage along several small communities nearby. It would go on to strike the area's most populous settlement, Lucerne, which at the time may have had a population of around 2,500. Impacting Lucerne with a tsunami 4 meters or 13.1 feet high, it swept away several near-shore structures, leading to casualties. Across the next 72 hours, the water in the lake continued to slosh back and forth in what is known as a sichi, although this eventually subsided. However, although not known at the time, this earthquake caused a second slow-moving landslide to begin completely unnoticed 1687 tsunami at the mouth of the Muada River. There, loose sediment had for thousands of years been emplaced by the river on a gently sloping area, but as this piled up over time it eventually reached the point that it became too massive to stay in place. Thus, on September 23, 1687, part of the submarine river delta collapsed, generating a 4-meter or 13.1-foot high wave which destroyed and flooded structures in 3 nearby settlements and deposited debris far above the normal shoreline. Recent research into these events revealed that 2 other similar magnitude landslides and tsunamis have occurred in the Holocene epoch in Lake Lucerne, presumably related to nearby earthquakes in the vicinity of Unterwalden, specifically in the 13th and 5th centuries BCE. So, what does all of this mean? Namely, that additional landslides are likely to cause implications small to medium-sized tsunamis in the future of this lake, perhaps at a rate of once every 1,200 years. My suggestion is for the people around the lake to become better informed of these hazards, know relevant evacuation zones to higher ground, and to immediately head to higher ground whenever a large nearby earthquake occurs. As a final note, I would like to thank my new YouTube channel members